mostly complaining. It's what I do behind the shades that I withdrew. Mostly complaining. It's not my fault, so I just laugh and watch it fall apart.
Hello, and welcome to Mostly Complaining, the show where we never stop complaining.
Ever.
We haven't stopped. We have not left the studio since last week. We've just been sitting here
Complaining.
fucking bitching incessantly. There's cleaning crew that's come in. They've cleaned around us.
Yeah.
But no, we don't stop. We don't sleep. You know, I mean, we have methamphetamines that keep us awake.
Lots.
Those are running out. I'm feeling fucking pretty tired right now. Pretty fucking tired.
Long day.
This is. Oh boy, we're scraping the bottom of the barrel on this one. I'm your host, Chuck Parker. Or Mostly Complaining. This is my co-host and producer, Sam Alvarado, as you may know. How are you feeling, Sam?
Same. Tired.
Same, tired,
Yeah.
ready to bitch?
Yeah, let's do it.
You just to go ahead and get through it. Okay, so first item on the docket of complaints, birds. Yeah, you heard me, birds flying around. What are they up to?
Being assholes.
You know, being assholes. I mean, like, really, you know, I mean, they're watching you fuck. They're watching you brush your teeth. They're sitting outside your window. Well, you don't know what they're up to. You know, fucking birds. You know, that at one point, you know, that they evolved to the top of the food chain, and it's only a matter of time, you know, before they take their rightful place, you know, and figure out some way to get rid of the humans. Maybe I'm being paranoid about this, Sam. Talk me off the ledge here, but are birds plotting humanity's demise?
Their intelligence levels have increased as of late. I don't remember crows being as smart as they are now.
No, crows are they're solving puzzles.
The other day I read an article. Crows, they're solving puzzles. They're making tools. They're coming up with unilateral.
Dude, done. We're doomed.
Yeah.
I mean, like, at that point, I mean, at this point, what shouldn't we be communicating to the crows our subservience? You know, just letting them know that we're the good ones.
Yeah.
You know, maybe getting them bright pieces of metal or pieces of string to put in their nest.
And those aren't even the scariest. Goose.
Yeah.
You ever fuck with the goose?
I've seen a goose shit,
Yeah,
and
yes.
it is unpleasant. It's very unpleasant. I don't know. We just have to we have to come to grips with this is what's happening. You know, our feathery overlords.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, well, and those are the organic birds. I'm really wondering, you know, I do think that there are imposters that have inserted themselves, robot birds, like pigeons. I think that pigeons are all androids.
Just everyone.
All of them. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon ever?
No.
No.
Yeah, facts.
Okay.
Never seen one.
This is actually a conspiracy.
If you've seen one, post it. Comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see it.
No, but I'm convinced. No, I think that they're probably, you know, I don't know, Amazon, China. Who could be controlling the pigeons?
Russia.
Yeah, well, why not? Russia is responsible for everything these days.
Isn't pigeons? Aren't they like more awarded? Like they have more medals awarded to them in the UK than soldiers because of how much pigeons were used during the war, like World War II.
Really?
I'm almost
pigeons are more highly decorated than the servicemen that
So talk about subservience, you know.
Well,
they're fighting our wars for us, you know.
Yeah, that's I mean, we're fucked.
But we're
fucked. We might as well just hand the keys over, you know, to the birds. I mean, they can't do much worse.
Well, here's my issue, right? So like, okay, so let's say they are fucking smart, getting up there. We're gonna be subservient once they like devolve back to dinosaurs, if that's the case. When if we were to give that power to a bird, like just birds as humans, let's reference that way. How happy would you be with like 4 or 5 male birds just outside of your house, just like, let's fuck, wanna fuck, let's fuck, 5 a.m. every day.
Yeah. Once you get the translator and we have to actually hear what they're fucking chirping about, it is. It's constantly fucking just calling out. Hey, come get this bird dick.
To the jocks of the animal world.
That's hopeless. That's hopeless. And I think we should go on. This is a reason why, and this is actually a good segue into our next topic of why we are losing the war against birds. Next item on the docket for complaint: Chaco Tacos. Chaco Tacos are undeniably delicious.
The best.
What's better than a Chaco Taco, Sam?
Nothing.
Well, here's the thing, and people would agree with you. The makers of Chaco Tacos decided no more.
What?
No more. We're not making Chaco Tacos anymore. Chaco Tacos are going to become extinct. That was what happened. That was what happened up until today, I think. And now the American people rose up in a January 6th like insurrection. It was like we had like fucking outlawed fucking free speech or the Second Amendment, and the American people rose up and fucking rioted, set shit on fire. We were keeping the Chaco Tacos. We're keeping because when it comes to real issues, Roe v. Wade getting overturned, or our Fourth Amendment rights slowly being eroded away, or that we're in a sort of a kind of a fascist oligarchy. That democracy is a sham. We will not do anything about that. But Chaco Tacos, you fucking take our Chaco Tacos away, there's going to be blood in the fucking streets.
We're going to have fucking Braveheart style wars. You can take our freedom. You can't take our
Chaco Tacos.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Can you imagine though? Like, it's such a bad marketing move on like Klondikes to remove the Chaco Taco. It's Klondike. Sure. I know because I used to be a really fat kid. But I just can imagine, like, throughout America, I was huge. 210 pounds in, like, 6th grade. I was the fat kid. I learned how to fight from it. But I also learned, probably don't eat so many Chaco Tacos.
Yeah.
But can you imagine all the poor, overturned, single business, like, just sole proprietary business ice cream trucks that were turned over by livid children?
Yeah, the structure fires that were left in the wake of this Chaco Taco fiasco, just from angry Midwestern fat asses. What do they have to live for but their next Chaco Taco?
Yeah. How do you make tacos better?
I can't. You know what? I can't give you any hope or anything to live for beyond your next Chaco Taco. We live in a nightmarish hellscape. So I do understand that you need the sweet release of either heroin or high fructose corn syrup. So who am I to say what's right, Sam?
The amount of people withdrawing from Chaco Tacos is enough to where petitions have been started. And we will actually, if you want, we can attach a link to a Return the Chaco Taco petition. We can put the link on the
they
video.
brought them back. No, that's the thing. Yeah. We've had the riot.
They're already back.
They brought the Chaco Taco back. Yeah. We get shit done when it comes to Chaco Tacos.
Right.
But fucking rights, we'll write a sternly worded letter, to some shit ass fucking senator in fucking Iowa's 52nd district. Doesn't matter with the senators. It's a fucking congressman. It doesn't matter. Nobody here is interested in the civics, Sam. They're interested in the Chaco Tacos.
Yeah, the civics of Chaco Tacos.
Okay, are we on to the
thing? Whatever you'd like. To be honest, how of all the people I don't want to offend in our listenership, it is the Chaco Taco lovers. We're
Yeah,
sorry.
the Chaco Taco lobby.
Yeah,
You don't want to. That's a fucking.
It's a
Those
strong-
people are
yeah.
fucking crazy. That's like messing with like Scientologists or fucking.
There's a lot of money put into
Yeah.
the Chaco protagonists.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is what was the other fucking thing? Oh, whatever happened with Twinkies?
Are they still? They're still a thing. Twinkies have to be a thing.
They
still.
got rid of Twinkies at some
No,
point.
no,
they
they
like
didn't
they
get rid
said
of-
we're not making any more Twinkies.
Twinkies
But
are
then I
total-
think that like was it 70 people that were murdered?
What?
In the wake of them outlawing Twinkies?
That is crazy.
Do they still have Twinkies?
Holy shit! Nope, they sure don't. They 2012 U.S. bankruptcy.
Yeah, it is a fucking powder keg.
They shut it down?
Yeah,
What the fuck?
First they came for our Twinkies, and I did nothing. Then they came for our Chaco Tacos. We burned this motherfucker down. 'Cause no more.
Because we will not let them get to our ding dongs.
We'll not let them touch our ding dongs. God, that's oh boy, we're in high. We've reached the high water mark of this show.
I'm glad that Hostess, of all between Klondike and Hostess going out of business, that's Twinkies being gone. I'm glad that Hostess was the one to go, because Klondike's, they've got so much. They're the ice cream people.
They're the ice cream people. Yeah, I've got a Klondike bar.
What would I do for a Klondike bar?
Yeah.
Fucking bankrupt the Hostess
Yeah.
company completely.
Yeah, we
Not
would
petition.
riot in the streets for a Klondike bar.
All right.
So yeah, let's go on to the next thing.
Yeah, let's
Next fucking item on the docket for complaint. This fucking guy. Actually, this fucking guy.
that's
It's
me.
it's you,
That's
Sam.
me.
It's you,
Yeah.
Sam. I mean,
Sam.
So Sam is like
General.
Samwise Gamgee from the Lord of the Rings, except completely unreliable. Sam would have sold the lamnus bread to buy blow. Sam is dropping the fucking packs. Gollum is a better companion, because at least Gollum cares about taking care of the ring.
Yeah, no, I would've hawked it.
Sam would have hawked it for fucking barbiturates and wood grain alcohol a long time ago.
Despite being
But-
a Sam, I'm
but
gonna
I-
agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and here's the thing. It's not Sam's fault. How can you really live up to a meme like that? How can
Everybody
you live
needs
up
a
to a
Sam?
character like that? Everybody needs a Sam. No, they don't.
What they
No,
don't tell
don't.
you is, sure, all of us Sams can be good fucking Sams for 2.5 hours. But after that, go fuck yourself. You think Sam was cool in the Shire after that? No, he's a dick to everybody and drank a lot. That's what happened to Sam. Because he
Yeah.
had 2.5 hours of just being the best.
Yeah,
All the best TV shows have a Sam, right? Don't they? Like
Yeah.
most of them do.
yeah.
And all those Sams, it's just a lot of
Sam
it's
of
a
the
lot of
Shire,
strain
I
on
think he
us.
became mayor, and then
Yeah,
he
see?
started doing like very regressive property taxes that put a lot of hobbits
Is that
in
extra-
sort of like tenement hobbit holes.
Yeah, yeah. These
Yeah,
the
I mean, which
original
total
Hobbit, yeah.
shitholes completely getting flooded. There's fucking mold, that
Shire
they're not
mold.
doing anything about. And I don't know if you've read any of the bylaws of Shire, just landlord, tenant relations. But I mean, there's no protection, in a rental situation in the Shire. I mean, if
Yeah,
you're a
of course not.
homeowner, like the Bagginses, you're doing all right. But if you're renting in the Shire, then you're fucked.
Yeah.
I mean, like they're not responsible for mold, flooding. And you're living a hole. It's a hobbit hole. I mean, how bad do you think the flooding is in those fucking places? I mean, it's
They
really
didn't even have
shitty.
shoes. How were they going to have decent
But the
irrigation
point is
planning?
that was even the Sam from the meme is a shitty Sam. So we can't have our Sam live up to that.
No.
And really, honestly, we're just lucky that he's here and conscious, able to take this abuse.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's one of the few times of the day that I can actually get out and do things. But there's a lot of responsibility put on Sam's out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of responsibility, like getting this podcast out on time.
Yeah.
If
there were any late episodes,
we don't.
If there were any late episodes, you know whose fault that was.
Yeah,
You know,
we're just blanketly blaming it, like any like technical glitch or thing.
Same.
You know, I mean, like we're passing the buck. We're passing the buck.
yeah,
to Sam.
out of spite for how much people expect from Sam's as a Sam.
Yeah.
You know how people pray for like, oh, I pray that everything's good, and that I pray for the mild inconvenient things to happen to most people throughout the day. So like, if you're driving to work and you get a flat tire and you're like, why, God, why? It's because fucking Sam was like, dear Lord, please help Susan and get a flat tire today.
Yeah.
And I pray to your God, just so we could fucking not hit that responsibility level, you know, just so you can't expect too much from me.
Yeah, if you somehow find yourself with gonorrhea, or if you heat up a TV dinner and the center is cold, somewhere along the line, a Sam is responsible.
The packing was wrong.
Yeah. I mean, just somewhere in the manufacturer, somewhere in the condom
process.
Manufacturing, somewhere you might have fucked a Sam. Or somebody who's related to one.
And this isn't gender biased. It's all Sam's.
No, it's all Sam's. Yeah. I mean, Sam is a gender neutral name.
Yeah.
So
I've never been more stereotypically disappointed by a Sam, unless it's a woman, you know. And you expect it from men.
Yeah.
But when it's a woman, you're like, I bet her name is Sam. Boom, Samantha. Right away. You're like, fuck.
Oh yeah. And they're terrible. Yeah. I don't know if you've met any.
I only know
Samantha's. I mean, they're
having more than one Sam in a room is the worst. They're just like, hey, Sam, morning, Sam. It's like the cartoon.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. My house says no Sams allowed.
Yeah.
There's a boy, and they're like, why? You're a Sam. I'm like, no, Sam's plural. There cannot be more than one Sam.
All the Samanthas
allowed.
I know have been witches.
Of course.
And they get into this sort of hijinks with like sort of kooky sorcery. Okay, so I'm explaining the plot of Bewitched.
I was wondering.
I
was wondering.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's a little bit of a dated reference, isn't it? Does anybody even know what Bewitched is anymore, Sam?
I don't think so. They did a remake movie that was terrible with Will Ferrell that nobody liked, and Nicole Kidman.
Right.
And but like back to the Sam's thing.
Yes.
Little known fact that you guys might not know: every single Sam was created and brought to this world in like a really dumb, fucked up situation. Like it wasn't like, oh, they planned to have Sam. You know, they were fucking drunk at a hotel, and the girl called the dude 2 weeks later and was like, oh, I'm pregnant. You know, and most Sams are made that way, like just horrible beginnings.
Yep.
And then they're like, but no, he's
or they're concocted in the imagination of American propagandists to drive us into imperial war, like Uncle Sam. Wah!
I want you to go die for me.
Want you to fucking die for corporate greed.
Yeah, for our plutocracy.
Yeah.
Sams aren't bad at all.
I think we're getting into speaking of Uncle Sam. We'll move on. We'll stop, mildly shitting on Sam's.
I agree fully.
We'll move on to our next topic of complaint. The shitty origin of everything.
It's facts.
The shitty origin of everything. Everything that you enjoy. Healthcare. Chances are whatever advancement was probably brought on by experimentation done by the Nazis.
Yeah.
Donuts, I think, were invented by the Nazis.
That's horrible.
Yes. The Enlightenment. Mostly, sort of paternalistic slaveholders, Not all of it, you know, but it's a pretty good chunk.
Yeah,
Pretty
well,
good
that is a
chunk. The
fact, though.
Constitution, this great document of freedom.
Yeah,
you know,
no, it's-
pretty much all of those dudes had slaves.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so
and
there's
they're
a
extending
bitter irony.
slavery
But,
from said slavery. They were just like, let's just make it a little easier to deal with.
We're like, all men shall be created equal. Asterisk.
Every law in America is
Yeah,
asterisks.
yeah.
There's so many things that have shit origin. I recently heard, and I don't know if this is true or not. Do you know the origin of fake eyelashes? No, yeah, supposedly. Now again, I'm not 100% sure on this, but supposedly there was a prostitute back in the early 1800s, early 1900s. She made them because they were cumbrellas. It's to keep the cum out of the eyes.
Keep the jizz
Yeah.
out of the eyeballs.
Yeah, and that was actually during a time when I was watching like a documentary on like the Wild West.
Yeah.
And they would have like leather mats at the bottom of their bed because the dudes wouldn't even take their shoes off. They just like drop trowel, keep their shoes on, but to keep the end of the bed clean, they had this leather mat.
Wow.
So I was like, that's a cool invention. And then umbrellas. Can't say that it's too true, but it's a
you know,
terrible
that's the
origin.
thing. You know, did this prostitute like find a patent clerk? You know, I mean, like, is there a cumbrella fortune?
She probably knew a
well,
guy,
no, that's
right?
the thing. Well, no, that's the thing. Is that, you know, it was such a misogynistic,
Cumbrella
you know,
fortune.
paternalistic, you know, society back in the 19th century. I don't even know if like you could. There was just so
Was
many
she
like
allowed to?
things.
She
you
had a
couldn't
man
A woman
invent it
couldn't even have a
for her.
credit card until like the 1970s.
70s and 80s, yeah.
So I mean, like, how is a prostitute going to get a patent for cumbrellas?
That's fair. The validity of that story now seems less possible.
Well, no, that's the thing is that I've no doubt that she invented cumbrellas and also the leather, you know, knee,
the foot
the
pad.
knee guard, you know, for the
For
fucking
the mud.
the back. of
Gotta
your-
keep the mud out of the
Jesus
parts.
Christ, that's fucking bleak.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh well, it gets worse.
What
It didn't
other-
get better. It
Yeah.
didn't get better. You guys know soap operas. We've all heard soap operas. You guys know where a soap opera came from? Commercials, right, during the day were aired specifically towards 50s and 60s housewives. What do housewives fucking do? Clean. So
Well-
soap commercials would pay for all of these daytime shows. They started calling them soap operas, strictly out of misogyny. Just straight
Yeah.
up, hey, hooray for soap operas. You know, there's more shit. What else can we? Well, let's find more stuff that's like kind of cool now, but really came from.
I don't know if soap operas are kind of cool now. I mean, like, it is like a shitty. That is a interesting.
fucked,
That's like a
yeah.
fucked up reason. But you know, I mean,
Sell them soap.
the amount of like pharmaceutical speed a 60s or 50s housewife must be on. You know, just like.
It was more because it's more concentrated now. You know, they need
Yeah.
less of it to
Yeah.
get the same amount of productivity done, and we have computers.
Yeah.
You know, so
Holy
the
shit.
terrible origins of all Sams.
All Sam's, the soap operas, terrible origins, you know, I think that pizza was developed by Mussolini.
No, it wasn't.
Yes.
So like the Italians were Nazis, right?
Well, the Italians were fascist in
Yeah.
World War II, and
Was-
the pizza was developed by Mussolini.
We're basically saying
it was something that an
that's a good
entire
invention.
battalion, you know, a platoon could share a
Yeah.
pizza.
Yeah. Genius.
Yeah,
Genius,
Yeah.
and they're delicious.
yeah.
Like they're so good. I'm pretty sure most of us forgot Italians were fascist Nazis. We were just like,
well,
what?
they were,
Yeah.
you know, and then they were either like fascist or like uber commie.
Yeah, and then we were like, hey, you, and they were like, Margarita.
Margarita,
And
yeah,
we were like,
yeah.
fucking sweet.
Yeah, so
Great.
pizza totally did not exist before World War II. We're standing by that, and it was invented by fascist Italians because it was a platoon-sized
Yeah.
meal.
Yeah.
Let's think of something else. Shitty origins. Do we need this? So the shitty origins of how we came up with the topics for the show.
Let's
The
do the
car
shitty-
ride over here.
the
the car
shitty
ride over
origins
here because
of-
we are fucking.
Just
so
today we were just like, I
disorganized.
don't know, birds, tacos.
Not a lot of sleep. Yeah. Well, let's see. Okay, birds, Chaco Tacos. We'll shit on you for a little bit, Sam,
Yeah,
and then
no.
the shitty origin of everything.
And that's
We'll
the
wrap
thing.
it up with that. We'll call it a fucking day, and then we'll go on to somebody else's podcast and suck there. So this has been mostly complaining.
Yeah, I was complaining.
This is what we do every week.
The
And
terrible
I don't
origins.
know if it's getting better or worse.
Of course,
It's better, right? You know, I think we've had some good episodes. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're still listening. Obviously, you're
Hooray.
here. So like and subscribe.
YouTube,
Facebook, Instagram sometimes. We're on all of the podcatchers.
Yep.
The cum
Spotify.
catchers.
Yeah,
The
podcasts.
podbrellas, cumbrellas. We're on all that shit. We've got Cash App and Venmo if you want to throw it, because I don't know if you noticed, I'm wearing the same shirt. I need to buy
More
different
shirts?
shirts.
That's the next topic.
So
Next
that's
episode.
the next topic.
Shirts.
But anyhow, this has been mostly complaining. Thank you very much. Have a good night.